Hey guys, I hope y'all are having a great day today. So we have another new foundation launch. So today we're going to be testing out the new Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Foundation on my oily acne-prone 40+ skin. So I have the shade 17W, so I'm going to show y'all what that looks like. I'll do a first impression and then we'll go over the claims to see if they match up to what I'm thinking about the foundation. And then of course we're going to do a wear test with a halfway mark check-in. We're going to shoot for 8 hours and then at the end of the wear test I will give y'all my final thoughts. So let's jump right into it so I can tell y'all what I think about this new Danessa Myricks foundation. Okay, so here is the packaging and this is refillable, so let me show y'all how it comes apart. So this is the top here. You just twist it off and it has this type of applicator because you're only supposed to put just a little bit of this on your skin, and then this bottom part comes off too. And then when you're ready to refill, you're just going to repurchase this part of it. So like I said, I have the shade 17W. So let me put the cap back on. I just want to give this a good shake. And then let's do a quick swatch. So this is what 17W looks like. Now this is marketed as a foundation, but they are supposed to be like really adjustable shades. So I feel like this might be a little too warm for me. This does have like a peachy undertone to it, but hopefully it'll adjust when I put it on. But this is what 17W looks like. And 17W does have a golden peach undertone, so in case you're new here, I have a cool undertone. I usually can't find that, so if I can't find a cool pink undertone, I always go for golden. So this does have a golden peach undertone, but I have a feeling it might be just a bit warm for me. So Danessa Myricks did do a masterclass video on this, so she just put like a tiny amount on her model and then blended that out. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on my finger. I would say she used like that much, so y'all know I usually go in with a full pump. So let's see what we can get with this. So I'm just going to swipe this on my cheek there, and I'm going to be blending this out with my Morphe E63 brush. Now I feel like I'm getting a good amount of coverage though with that little bit of product, so yeah, I'm getting pretty good coverage. So I always put my foundation on my cheeks first because I just have a lot to cover up right there, and then I like to just take the residual. This does have like a scent to it, like I can't put my finger on it. It's not like off-putting, but there's like a scent, like a noticeable scent. I usually don't like scents in my makeup and skincare. It's noticeable, but it's not, I can deal with it is what I'm trying to say. All right, so this is what let's say one layer of the foundation looks like. It is a little warm for me, but I do have to still put on like my concealer, which maybe will offset that a little bit later on. But I do think I got really good coverage for that little dollop of foundation that I use. And in terms of like how it looks on the skin, it sets down to like a really nice natural finish, and it sets down pretty fast, but not too fast to where you can't blend it out. So of course I'm going to build it up because I love it when foundations like build up, and she did test that out on her masterclass video. But so far I really like this. I think this would be really good coverage for like an everyday type of wear. But if I were going for more of like a flawless look, I would go in and build it up on the cheek area because I can still see a good amount of stuff. But just remember, I have a lot to cover up right here. So if you don't have as many blemishes as me, I feel like that one small dot of foundation will be a good amount. So let me put it on the other side while I go over the claims, and then we will go back and build it up and see what that looks like. The Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Foundation is a skincare hybrid foundation with a medium-buildable coverage that effortlessly creates a natural-looking skin-like glow. It's very hydrating with a radiant finish. The highlighted ingredients are jojoba oil, which moisturizes and softens the skin, hyaluronic acid, which hydrates and plumps the skin, and olive-derived squalene, which balances oil production and diminishes visible signs of aging. This retails for $34 and it's available in 26 shades, and again, I am playing with the shade 17W. Okay, so here is what one layer of the foundation looks like. I feel like I definitely need more on this side because I have more blemishes going on this side right now. But overall, like I said earlier, I think you get really good coverage with that small amount of foundation. So far, I do like it. The smell is getting to be like a little off-putting, but it does eventually go away. But I feel like when I was applying the foundation on this side, the smell was a bit noticeable, but it does kind of go away pretty fast. But it's a little, it takes a little getting used to as you're putting it on. So let's go ahead and put on one more layer and see how the foundation builds up. So I'm gonna do the same amount. I'm just gonna do a small dot on my finger here. And I always like to build up foundations on my cheek area. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing I did the first time and just blend that out. It's definitely buildable. Like I feel like a lot of stuff just disappeared on my cheeks just now. So it is definitely buildable. And then I'm just gonna take the residual and just pat that around everywhere else. And then let's go on this side with a little bit more too. Yeah, so same thing over here. It's definitely covering up a lot more stuff with that second layer. Okay, so this is what 2 layers of the foundation looks like. So I think it looks really nice. I like the way it's set down. I think it looks very skin-like, and I do have a nice natural radiance going on. So this particular shade though is a little too dark for me. So again, this is 17W, and I was going back and forth between 14W and 17W. I ordered online not knowing if they were going to come out or when they were going to come out in the stores, because I think it launched in the stores maybe 1 or 2 days after it came out online. But anyway, I was going back and forth between those 2 shades. 17W looked too dark, 14W looked too light, so I do think I need something like right in between them. The 2 shades in between those are both a neutral undertone, which I try to stay away from. So I just figured a darker shade would be better because I could lighten it up with my concealer. So outside of the shade, the way that it's laying on the skin, I think it looks really nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my concealer on and set that, and then I'll come back and show you what the makeup looks like after it's been sitting for a few minutes, and then we'll finish up the rest of my face and we'll start the wear test. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so I've applied concealer to basically the center of my face, and I set the under eye. So I do think things look a bit more balanced now with the concealer. So let me quickly show you how I'm going to set the foundation, and then we'll start our wear test. So the foundation looks pretty much the same as it did when I first finished applying it. So it's been sitting for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes now, and I think it looks really, really pretty. It's a very nice, smooth, like skin-like finish. So I'm gonna take my Kosas Cloud Set Powder. This is the one that I've been using to set my foundation lately. This one is the shade Pillowy, so I'm just gonna pick up some powder on my brush here and tap off the excess, and then I'm just gonna lightly push that into the skin to nicely set it. One of the reasons I like this particular powder for setting foundation is that it sets it, but it doesn't like alter the finish of the foundation. And this is the color of it, but it's really like a translucent powder on me. So okay, so this is what it looks like, nice and set. Just as with any powder on top of a liquid, it's going to slightly mattify the finish of it, but I think even with the powder on top, it still has a really nice skin-like finish. So I think it looks really pretty so far. I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup off camera, then we'll come back so we can start our wear test. Okay, so here's the look for today. So per the usual, I'll have everything that I'm wearing in the description box. So my first impression on this, I think it looks really pretty, really skin-like. My only gripe about it so far is the scent. So I don't know if I was trying to like psych myself out earlier when I said that I couldn't really smell it anymore like after it's set, but I do feel like I can still smell something. It's not like totally off-putting, it's just kind of strong, and I am a little sensitive to scent, so that might not bother everybody, but I can feel like I can smell the foundation on my face. But other than that, I think it looks really pretty. So let me know what you think first impression wise. So let's get started with our wear test. I'm going to shoot for 8 hours, and then I'll do a halfway mark check-in. So it is going on 12 noon. So I will see y'all a little bit later on. Okay, y'all, this is my halfway mark check-in. So I decided to come back here to do the check-in because number one, we have like a mini blizzard situation going on outside. So I'm not going outside today. But also let me know, would you prefer these types of check-ins when I can do them? Because the lighting will be consistent. So let me know if this is more helpful or if you would prefer like standing in front of a window or outside. So it is going on 5 o'clock. So I am about an hour late for my halfway check-in. I just lost track of time, but we're 5 hours in right now, and this is what my face is looking like so far. So I'm sure you guys can see that I am ever so slightly shiny in my T-zone, but so far this is one of the better wear tests that I've had out of, you know, the foundations that I've tried lately. But we still have a few hours to go. But for this to be 5 hours in, I think that my face is looking really, really good. So I'm gonna shoot for another 3 to 4 hours, and then I will come back and then I'll give y'all my final thoughts. Okay, I'm back for my final check-in. So it's 7:50. So we basically did an 8-hour wear test. My last check-in was like 3 hours ago. So this is what we're looking like. So let me know what y'all think. I think this is definitely a really, really good wear test. I am shiny, where I always get shiny. For me, that's my T-zone, but I think my face looks really good. So we are going to test blotting and repowdering just to see what that looks like, but I really don't think that I have to blot just yet. But let's test it out. I always like to see how makeup refreshes, and I want to see if anything like pulls off or gets patchy or anything when I blot. So I'm just going to take a piece of tissue here, and I'm just blotting in my T-zone. And then I'm gonna go back in with my Kosas powder. This is the one that I used earlier to set it. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of powder on the areas where I blotted. And when I refresh the makeup, I usually don't put on quite as much powder as I did earlier in the day, just because I feel like I don't need it. So this is what it looks like after the makeup has refreshed. So I really like this. This is definitely like one of the best wear tests I've had so far this year. I can't remember the last foundation that I tested out because there's been so many that have come out, but I feel like whatever I tested out last time, I really liked that one too, but this one I really, really like it. So shade 17W, I feel like it looks a little bit better now. Like it's kind of like just, it doesn't look quite as warm on my skin as it did earlier, but I think 17W is still just a little too dark. So because I really like this, I might investigate shade 14W and see about mixing them together. But I can definitely get away with this. But when I first put it on this morning, it was definitely a lot warmer, especially on the bottom half of my face. But I really like it. I think this was a really good wear test. So I definitely would recommend this, and especially because it's refillable. So the first time you buy it, it is $34, but then when you refill the makeup, it's just going to be $24, I think. And speaking of that, I can just buy the refill if I want to get shade 14W. So that works out. So yes, I would really recommend that you guys try this. So let me know what you think in the comments. I hope that you enjoyed the video today. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed before you head out, and I will see y'all back here for my next one. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.